As it is written, the kingdom is within us. Come together and discuss the issues within the kingdom. Speak your peace. Speak the truth. For the kingdom is at hand. Kingdom Conversations.
Shalom family. How's everybody doing today? How's the whole house? Somewhere in the book, y'all can go get it. You are called the northern and the southern kingdom. If you know which kingdom you're from, that's great. That's awesome and excellent and wonderful and great. Book calls you the northern and the southern kingdom. The true Jews, true people of the book. What say you? Put a one up in the chat if you think, if you know, not if you think. You know that you're a person of this here book. Care for 1611, KJV, Apocrypha included. Put a one up in the chat if you know that you're a person of this here book. No sound on the line. Can you guys hear me okay? Put a one up if you can hear me okay. There's no sound on the line. You know what? I played that whole video and there was no sound because I have my mic on mute. Apologies for that, fam. We'll have to play it again. But at any rate, want to give honor and glory to the Father. Want to thank him for giving us another day to fellowship with the family. The family is awesome. Yeah, that's my bad. That's a old head that need to get saved. He showed a whole video and didn't have no sound on it, a whole 4 minutes. My bad, fam. We'll recap though. We'll play it again later. But at the same time, want to give honor and glory to the Father for being so gracious. Somebody get that precept where he said he would yet choose Israel. And you, the people of the book, he was talking to you about this particular time period. Somebody also give me the precept where the ancestors, the apostles, and everybody else was arguing, hoping that they was going to be the ones to see this time. And you guys are blessed. You sisters and brothers are blessed and fortunate to be able to see this time that we are in. Glorious times, not a time to be scared, not a time to be in fear, not a time to be running and hiding in no cave, talking about you a prepper, you got all your food stored. It's good to be prudent and wise to store things, but at the same time, we're not hiding in no caves and we're not hiding. Everybody knows who, the whole earth knows who we are. You think Putin don't know who we are? You think the Russians don't know who we are? America been knew. Vatican been knew. Vatican got 50 miles of information under their vaults. So you think they didn't know? Anyway, let me get back on track. I want to say shalom to the brothers on the panel. Shalom, Brother E. How you doing, brother? Greet the fam.
Shalom and blessings, Brother Cleo, Brother Hal, all the other brothers, Salt of the Earth brothers. Hope to see y'all on later. Shalom and blessings to everybody in the chat. Hope y'all had a blessed day. Hope you're having a blessed week. I'm glad to be here. And I'm just glad to fellowship once again with my brothers. Shalom.
Yes. Brother Hal, good to see you, brother. Thanks for jumping on. Thank you, E, for jumping on. Brother Hal, what say you?
All right, Brother Cleo, good to be here, bro. Brother Eric, man, good to speak to you again. All my people in the chat, my Israelite family, salt to the earth. How you doing? Hope you had a blessed day. Let's get it rolling.
Yes. And the family, I always call you the northern and southern kingdom, the dispersed. But I like how Brother E said how he break it down when he come on. Brother E, could you grace us with that, please? How you greet him? According to the flesh, my kinsman. Say that for us, please. I love it when you say that.
Absolutely. All my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are
Yeah.
Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Elohim and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, a Mashiach came, who is over all Elohim blessed forever. And ain't no more outside of that.
Yes. Yeah.
Amen.
Now listen to if you didn't listen to that and pay close attention to that, all of that is very, very profound because you have I'm gonna call him I don't like calling him a power, I'll call him an entity for lack of a better term, right? Our Father separated us and chose us out of everybody on the earth. And he chose us. He chastised us. He put us in check, and he said he was going to turn away from us, and now he's turned back to us, and now we're turning back to him, according to what the book says. So that is profound. That is profound that he loved us so much that he chose us. He created this universe, this whole construct that we live in, folks, whether we give him the credit or not. And then another way that he showed us he loved us is he sent his firstborn. He sent his first fruits. And it wasn't no 10%, no tithe, no lying pastor talk about you need to pay. He sent his first fruits. Books say somebody get the precept in the book where it says without the shedding of blood, there's no remission of sins. That's what the books say. Tell me the Father now didn't live up to his word when he sent first fruits to die for us, to die for Israel, to save Israel. Let's make that clear. Let's make that abundantly clear. And we thank the Mashiach. We thank Mashiach for doing the work that he did. Books say he was hung from a tree. That's what the book say. Give me that verse too where it say he was hung on the tree. See, that's why I love Kingdom Conversations. I can call on a precept. I know where it is. I'll go get it, but I want the family to go get it because it's a two-way transmission. It's a conversation. I'm conversing with my brothers on the panel, also conversing with my family in the chat. And that's why I love Kingdom Conversations because y'all bring it. Y'all always bring it. So now it's time for me to greet the fam. Y'all have to forgive me for running y'all through how I did. Please, I apologize for that. I'm going to start from the top and work down. Hopefully I don't forget anybody. Peace and blessings to you, Michelle Y. Peace and blessings to you, Darnell Blackshear. Brother, how you doing? Hope all is well with you today. Unorthodox daughter of Zion, peace and blessings, sis. Hope you are well. Hope all is well with you. Jason Philip McCauley, James 1 and 1. James 1, a servant of the Father and of Mashiach to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greeting to you, brother, a true brother right here, because this is a brother that has been, for lack of a better term, I would say chastised or came at by certain individuals. And we see and hear everything, bro. And make no mistake about it, your stand is firm. And we rock with your stand. So I'm gonna move on. Davion Murphy, peace and blessings to you, brother. Shalom, Banya, how you doing, man? Peace and
I'm
blessings.
doing good, bro. Peace and blessings,
Bring
bro.
the brother in. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing
All
great.
right. Hey, you know
Shalom.
I can't. And I saw the hit, and please forgive me for not picking up because I was in the middle of doing what I'm doing, and I wind up playing the video, the wake up video, man. It didn't have the audio, the whole video.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on the road, so I couldn't text you. So let me call the brother and let him know. But
They need they need to sit Brother Cleo down because he's stumbling and fumbling with this technology day in and day out. So how you doing, brother? Everything good?
I'm doing well, man. Just another day at work, man. Same old same. You know. Um, I don't know if you wanted me to what we talked about earlier, if you wanted to get that out of the way right away or what.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through the family, greet them right quick, and then you can jump in and we can all tag team that if you want.
Right.
I'm gonna go through real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to that. Josiah Ben Yehuda, peace and blessings to you. Mikael Yasharal, peace and blessings to you, fam. Hope you are doing well. Hassad Ben Yah, I hope I pronounced that right. Peace and blessings to you. Jabroni, what's good, brother? You got the popcorn today, okay. I'm gonna jump the chat on the live so you can jump on, Jabroni. Amiyah Yaki Yachiyada. Hope I got that right. I know I butchered it, but please forgive me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. Peace and blessings to you. Mount Zion, Yerushalayim. Peace and blessings. Optimal training. Yeah, optimal. I blew it once again. Your brother C need to get saved. Everybody's saying no sound, no sound. Yep. I should have been paying attention. See, if I'd have been paying attention to the chat and not in my own world, I would have been able to pick everybody up, pick these words up. Joy 31608, peace and blessings to you. Sarita Hebrew, shalom, peace and blessings to you. Black atheism is freedom. The Bible is poison and 100% fiction. Nobody coming to save you. Okay, that's your opinion. Rock out with it. Now yeah, you can hear sound. We can hear sound. Okay, we got that. We got that. Real Morgan, shalom, brother. If I missed you, peace and blessings to you. I love Yahuwah. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well with you. E.T. Eric, hey, how you doing, brother? Peace and blessings and shalom to you. Hope you are doing well. Shaibri, Yah. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well with you today. I think I may have gotten one. We got a couple more down here. Mr. Barber Select, Shalom family, peace and blessings to you. Hope you are doing great. AEP, Shalom, Shalom. Shalom, AEP. Smitty! What's up, brother? Hope all is well with you. Good seeing you, brother. Hope all is well. Hope the Father's been blessing you beyond your understanding and recognition. Hope he hit you with something, you and Jason Canfor. Hope he hit both of y'all with something that you didn't expect to see coming. Carl John, peace and blessings to you. And I think I got the whole family. If I didn't get you, son of Yaakov, shalom, peace and blessings. Chadro, good seeing you, brother. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well. Patricia Thomas, peace and blessings. Cavity Creek, what's good? Lockdown Shanghai residents are screaming. Yup, I don't have nothing for them. I'm sorry. B1 Queensland, shalom, peace and blessings, Sister Keisha. Peace and blessings to you. Judah 303, peace and blessings. Let's see, Sade, peace and blessings to you. And Sister Rochelle, shalom, peace and blessings to you. I got everybody. If I didn't catch you, charge it to the gray hairs and not my heart. Okay, Brother Banya, go ahead and bring it, bro.
Hey, peace and blessings, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well today. Okay, so I just want to jump right into this and say, let me share my screen real quick. I want to share my screen real quick. I want to talk about what we're about here at Salt of the Earth. Right. So right here is our page and our mission statement here. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can everybody see it?
Yeah, we can see it, bro.
Good, bro.
All right, hold on. All right, so y'all can see it, right?
Yeah.
Make sure I got it full screen real quick. All right, so on the mission statement page, it says Salt of the Earth Productions is geared towards creating biblical video content that will give knowledge, understanding, and hope to our people. This premise does not negate that we are here to serve first and foremost the will of the Most High. His will for us is to first give comfort to his people Israel, teach them of his ways, reveal to them what he has shown us. We consider ourselves the forerunner of presenting the understanding of the 400-year prophecy the Father gave to our great-grandfather Abraham. As we receive information, we are constantly investigate, developing, and improving the message. Our mission within that is to pray for and work towards restoration, reparations, and repatriation of his people. All who come as friends of the Most High will be accepted as friends of ours. And if one is truly a friend of the Most High, our mission concerning his people should be similar. Now, I said all of that to say this. When we put out information, it is never to condemn our people. All right, hold on. I'm sorry. When we put out information, it's never to condemn our people. It's never to say that one person is worse than another or one gender is worse than another. All right. Considering yesterday's lesson, a couple of people were timed out not because they had an opinion, but because I seen personal attacks starting to go on. Now, with that being said, what I will say is when we have these type of discussions on brothers and sisters, my belief is we need to have more balance to the discussion. So what I would like to see happen is I would like to see sisters engaging more in those type of discussions, and in fact, as something to level out what we heard yesterday, we want to extend an invitation to any two sisters who would like to give their perspective on that video, as well as or their perspective as a whole. If you would like to give your perspective on that video, we extend our invitation to two sisters to do so. Now, when you come on the platform to do it, it's going to be as if you running the show. We're going to be in the background and we're going to listen to everything that you have to say. And you're going to have an opportunity to give a woman's perspective on what you heard, right? Because us being men, a lot of times, sometimes we give our perspective and it may seem one-sided. But I do not want brothers or sisters to think in any way that Salt of the Earth has an agenda against our sisters. All right. We don't take money here. You know, we don't take anything of any from anybody here that would put us in the position to be beholden to anybody. All right. So we could just be like, all right, who cares what anybody think? But that's not our mission. We care about our people and we want to give hope to our people. And a lot of times to do that, some issues have to be brought to the forefront. But we definitely want to give balance to that discussion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the email in the chat, and I'm gonna post it a couple of times, right? So any two sisters who would like to do a show or do a critique on the video of yesterday, you have an opportunity to come out and do that so that we can give proper balance to what we heard. All right. So we can get your perspective on things also, because it is important to us that we get your perspective. But you also have to realize that as brothers who are running this platform, we're responsible for everybody in here. So when I see somebody being attacked, or I see somebody being called names or name callings coming out, it is my responsibility to make sure that it stops. All right. Now, if you want to share, we can always share. We can always have an opinion, but we don't want to resort to name calling and petty insults. All right. Because that's not what we're about here. We're about uplifting each other, sharing truth, loving one another, and restoring each other back to the way the Most High would have us be. All right. So with that being said, I just want to say I love everybody in here, and it's always a great thing to be able to fellowship with brothers and sisters. We're gonna reach out to those whoever that we had the issue with, and we're gonna resolve those issues with them also. But there has to be some form of order, and it has to be balanced. And just to let everybody know, we heard what brothers and sisters were saying, and we agree. So with that being said, we just have some patience with us, and let's get things moving, because a lot of stuff that has to come out, some things are painful, but we're willing to sit and listen to sisters too with no interruptions, so it'd be like the platform is yours for that day, so don't neglect to take this opportunity and reach out to us on the email, two sisters who want to do a critique on that video. It don't matter who you are. If you want to do it, send us an email, and we'll set up the date, and we'll get the ball rolling on that. But that's all I wanted to say. And I'll pass the mic back to the brother Cleo.
All right, brother. Hopefully everybody considers that, and especially the females, our sisters. I'm not gonna call you females, especially our sisters who watch the lesson, and you'll be able to get a chance to show and prove, as we say. And moving forward, picking up where we left off, today's conversation, we're going to converse about Glad Pewtun. You guys know who Glad is. Put a one up if you know who Glad is. And I'm not talking about Glad TV or Glad TV or whatever you young stars call it. I'm talking about Glad Pewtun. So you can put a one up if you think you know who he is. Oh yeah, Michelle Wise. Yeah, I appreciate that, sis. I'm going. Man, my family is the family is on the ball on things. They're not nothing getting by them. They're like, old head, you better remember the fair use, sir. Okay, let me get my screen set up so I can actually show the fair use statement right before I get into anything, because the what's been happening over the earth is anytime you're talking about any bit of something, information that's contrary to the Western construct or the so-called powers that be, you're going to get hit for. And so in order to protect the channel, I'm going to have to share my screen and read the fair use statement. So give me a minute. I'm going to put it up on the screen, and then I'm going to actually wrong one. So let me stop sharing that. Hold on a second, fam. Put the wrong one up. Okay, let me get this set up right. Okay, there we go. All right. And let me move this down here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to regurgitate or read what's on the screen with the fair use, and then we'll get started with the lesson. I want to share that screen right there. Share. Minimize. Okay. So fair use. This is a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So thanks, sis. I got that out of the way. So since I'm in the presentation, let's quickly recap. I think the first part of this conversation that we were having, we were talking about America's morality, and I'm not going to go through it. I'm going to quickly go through the slides just so that, because I know everybody can see them, we'll just quickly just glance through them, and if I can figure out how to get through them, it's like I don't forgot how to run a PowerPoint now all of a sudden. Let me see here. Let me get that up right there. Hold on a second, fam. Okay, let's do it this way. All right, there we go. That's that. So fair use. We went through the definitions of morality and immorality. And for those of you who didn't catch the first show, you can catch it on the replay because it's a part of the list. Now, hopefully everyone got a chance to think about in their mind the list. This is my own personal list of stuff that I came up with. Go back to that slide. And we call this list America's buzzwords, phrases, and terms that help frame America. So these are the things that, some of the things that America likes to hide from, right? You'll see this one. This one's a big buzz term right here, where you talk about CRT, right? And so you're not supposed to talk about CRT, whatever CRT is, right? But you're not supposed to talk about America's history that doesn't talk about the red, white, and blue, or things that they deem positive, or the whole right left paradigm, right? So I'm going to keep moving. So hopefully everybody has that list, and that list is not just for you though. That list is to share with your family and your friends and people that you love and care about, because not everyone is at the same level as you are in terms of what we call being, what they say here, woke. They've taken that phrase and that term and made it a byword. Yep, because they'll use the term woke and then lump you in here, lump this in with this, with that, and then add a little bit of this on top of that, and then add the hatred of this, all at the same time calling you that, but then saying that you're this, right? You follow along with the arrow, with the little arrow that's pointing. Go back and read, go back and watch that. Very interesting. So I'm going to move forward. Then we talked about what all that really means and what America is really about. We talked about the different examples of how America pushed its morality and also taught the world its morality, which is racism and white supremacy. Your morality is racism and white supremacy, America. Check that. Is that not what you are? Is that not what you do? We also talked about who they're aligned with. And who they're aligned with is going to be a great lead up into our conversation today. We talked about your enemy being the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's a famous quote from the movie The Godfather. One of my favorites. Reason why it's one of my favorites, because it just shows how a wicked group of people can move with impunity and do whatever they want and not have to suffer any consequences. That is all tied to and goes back to this phrase right here on top, racism and white supremacy. That all ties back into that. You can look at Hollywood as an example. And I mentioned The Godfather. I said that's one of my favorites. You could look at Hollywood as an example, and they tell on themselves in their movies, right? Reason why I say that is because they show themselves doing all manner of evil and wickedness, and they have us, look how they have our mind programmed. We'll start watching these things, and then we'll align with the antagonist, who is maybe the bad guy. He's maybe doing wicked as hell, but we'll want him to escape and to get the money and to maybe get the girl and to ride off in the sunset, right? How stupid are we in that? And I'm saying me, how stupid am I in that to watch somebody wicked as hell rob a bank, and I'm rooting for him to get away. Oh yeah, I hope he get away. He's the star of the show. He's star of the movie. He's got to get away, right? Your mind has been programmed, brother Cleo. If you're thinking like that, oh yeah, I hope he get away with moving that 100 kilos that he got in the trunk of his car, John DeLorean, so that he won't get away. John DeLorean got caught with 25 kilos and didn't do not one moment in jail. Look it up for those of you youngins who don't know what that is. So I'm going to move forward. And then we talked about how America's morality brought all of these things. Look at that list. The global superpower, the leader, so-called leader of the free world. And what have they been doing, them and NATO? Been running roughshod over the whole earth. And if you don't get down with them, it's either get down or lay down. Point blank. You either get down with what this wicked construct say, or you going to get laid down. Ask Malcolm. Ask Martin. That's just the brothers here. They done smoke brothers in Africa too. Brothers in other continents also, constantly. Because if you don't do their bidding, they going to put you down. If they wasn't responsible for putting you up in the first place. Who's responsible for all the tyranny that's going on? But yet they call those people in the so-called Middle East, North Africa terrorists. Who's the biggest terrorist on the globe? Put a one up if you think America's the biggest terrorist on the globe. I know that to be fact. I don't have to think about that. That's an easy one for everybody. Everybody that's listening, everybody that's sneak listening, everybody that's pretend listening should put a one up in the chat. I should see ones all over the place. You know what this nation is. Now, if you know what this nation is, you don't think that's somebody behind the scenes, like Glad? You think Glad don't know? Glad no more than what everybody looking at this from the wrong way, I think. How is Glad looking at it? We're gonna move off the global destruction that the snakes done did. And then we asked the question, is really rhetorical, is America a moral nation? And the answer to that is, y'all know the answer. But then we also asked this question. So why does it act as the moral authority over the earth? Why does America act as the moral authority over the earth? Now, one of the main reasons that they, and I put in air quotes, act that way is because of the broad gate known as Christianity. And there are 45,000 different denominations. Let me give you an example of the foolishness that it is. You have Americans that always say, and when I say American, I'm not talking about anybody that look like you. I'm talking about those other people. You have Americans with the thought and the idea that, hey, America took the Bible all over the world. And they taught everybody about the book. But that's not true because you had churches in parts of Africa, right? Way before America was even established. So how on the bleep did you take anything to anybody? How and when did you take anything to anybody? When the Red Cross and these so-called missionaries go somewhere, what do they go there to do? Did you guys know that the Catholics actually are I'm gonna call them, they're like the SEALs or Delta Force. They drop when before America fights anybody, they'll drop people in, and the military brothers can speak to this. They'll drop people in. The people will already be on the ground. Boots will already be on the ground doing things. That's what the Red Cross and the Catholic missionaries were all over the earth. They dropped them in and used them as cover so that they can go in and destroy the whole earth. So honestly, America, you have no business acting, and I put it in air quotes, acting like you're moral. And I'm going to use how you treat the Israelites. in your nation, and how you have taught to treat people that look like us all over the earth, not knowing that we are dispersed all over the earth. He said he scattered us. And no, he didn't put Issachar in one nation in South America. That's folly for anybody teaching that. Scattered, look up the definition of scattered. We covered this before. Definition of scattered means what? So why does America act moral? That's all part of that I'm white and I say so rule. It's one of their rules. Or if they say something, they're correct. They're always right. If it's white, it's right. And the crazy thing about it is you have some of our people follow and toe that line. Why? Because they want to be on the side of the winner, perceived, right? So now I'm going to move on, fam. Let's get into the get into. So here's the question: who is Vlad, or who's glad? I think I might have to bring up some links on this one, but if I were to ask you who was glad, I'm sure you guys would know that he's KGB. Sure, you would be able to answer that. I'm also sure that some of you knew that he was a billionaire, because they don't run democracy like the fake fraud of democracy that the U.S. so-called pushes to other nations, when we know that's a lie from the pit of hell. You go in not to democratize a country. You go in to destabilize a country, to take it over, and then to rule. That's been your MO from day one, and that will always be your MO until you be destroyed. But now, lastly, he's a Christian. Now, here's a question that I have, and I'm going to pose this to the panel, and I'm going to pose this to everyone. As part of this conversation, Glad is a Christian, right? So if he's a Christian, my question would be, okay, you got a guy who's a Christian, and he's not like Trump, where Trump holding up the Bible upside down as he's doing I call it a show, a program. It wasn't a program. It was something that he was standing in front of a building or something, and he has a Bible and it's upside down. No, Pewton is actually a believer, but he's a believer in Eastern Orthodox, and I got a link for that. But I'm going to ask the panel who or what they believe Glad is in this hour, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen to do this. We'll get back to that presentation. So I'm going to start to my bottom and ask Brother Hal, who do you say that Vladimir Putin is, according to your wisdom and knowledge?
Yeah, thanks, Brother Cleo. I think that, with all that's going on, all that was kind of revealed before, I think Glad he might know who he is in terms of, biblical prophecy. If he doesn't totally know who he is, he has some idea of who he is and what he's supposed to do in terms of striking against Egypt, aka United States. I think he might have some idea if he doesn't know for sure and totally. I'm not sure if he knows the full perspective of it. I don't know if he has ever read or takes to heart the prophecy of the carpenters and what they do. But I think he may have some idea of it. Certainly, I know that his people do. You were one of the brothers, Brother Cleo, who kind of steered me towards that video of Russians singing that song about the Negro being asleep. So yeah, I think he has some idea, if not being fully aware. Hey, Brother Cleo, if you're speaking, you're on mute, bro.
Hey, bro, I'm not sure how you knew I was speaking, but that's pretty good. You must have felt me in the spirit. That's awesome. Hey, listen, so what I said was, okay, so yeah, I plan on playing that. Matter of fact, I want to get E and Banya's perspective, and then I think what I want to do is we'll actually play that. We'll actually play that video, and then I want to look at the Russian Orthodox Church. So, Brother E, what say you, brother?
You want to let Brother Banya go first? He may be on the time schedule.
Appreciate that. Brother Banya, go ahead and speak your piece, bro.
Yeah, man. I'll let someone else answer for me real quick. Let me show you. I'll tell you what I think he is, real quick. This is what I think. This is what I think he is. Hold on. Let me turn this up.
You're nothing to me but another dead vampire.
That's what I think he is.
Okay.
That's what he is. Another dead bloodsucker, man. That's all they are, man. They're Esau, man. That's all. You know, Esau squabbling with each other and trying to figure out who's gonna have control over Israel. You know, that's all.
That's always the case, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's all
always
they
the
are.
case. And even though that was hilarious, that's actually 1000% correct, because let's get this clear and upfront like we always do. We don't care about Glad, nor do we care about Zelensky over here. We don't. And so Glad is they both, to me, they both the same. They're no different than Trump. They're no different than Ronald Reagan. They're no different than Jimmy Carter, Boris Yeltsin, the head of China. Our leader is Mashiach. So what I got about Glad? Okay, Brother East, speak your piece, bro.
I can be honest and say I haven't really heard of or known much about him until in the recent years, but I believe he is definitely an instrument used to stir up things in this time. He's like a Russian Trump almost. Trump made a lot of moves that people forgot about. It's still resonating, but I think he's an instrument being used to stir up the nations, and just based on things that I've heard before, prophetically dealing with him. I know y'all aware, you may be aware that the video with Dmitry Duduman, where he was speaking about Russia and how Russia was going to deal with the nation of America. And so that, along with other things that I've heard, I kind of see him being used as something monumental in terms of stirring things up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm very familiar with Dimitri Duduman, the cat, the so-called prophet from Romania, and he came over here and supposedly he went to the electric chair twice and it didn't kill him. I don't know why they didn't blow his brains out, because it didn't kill him, but that's a whole nother conversation for another time. So I'm very, very familiar with that prophecy. Now, you say that you don't know too much about him, but what you said was succinct, right, and exact, because he is an instrument. He 100% definitely is an instrument. Now, why? Here's a question for the fam. Trump and not just Trump, America been getting down with Russia for a minute. They've been so-called buddies, whatever, on the surface, whatever that is, right? But how come we see all of these things culminating after the 400 years was up? And then we had an atheist jump on talking about ain't nobody gonna save you, this, that, and the third, and how we handled how you saw me handle the atheists is how we should be handling people who have a dissenting view. Okay, you have a dissenting view. That's your choice to do that this hour. Nobody cannot tell me since the 400 years is up that we have seen all of these things. Now, the question becomes, what does he know? And I'll ask another question. Do you think that he has obvious information about who Mashiach is than what we don't have? Do you think that he has had access to Vatican Roma? Do you think that he has had access to our records there? Our records are, some of our records, not all of them, some of our records are under the Vatican. Put a 1 up if you believe that. Vatican has a 50 miles of artifacts, books, things underneath it. So if you got that kind of information, do you think that they don't have information about what's going on today that we haven't seen? I mean, I'm just asking. This is a conversation between me and the family. Brother Kadar, how you doing, brother? What say you? Peace and blessings, man. How you doing?
Shalom, shalom to all y'all in the family, in the chat. I think according to history, we read about Alexander the Great. Back when I was in high school, I was a love history, and I read stuff about Alexander and Roman Empire, and I used to be so, infatuated about it. I don't know why, but now I understand. But Alexander the Great actually read his part in the scriptures when it talks about Greece. And when you look at Hitler was trying to put his part in, but we know that didn't work. So yes, I believe Putin know what's going on when you look at Zechariah chapter 1, verses 20. And also, I do believe that all the leaders around the world know what's going on when you look at the track record. I was just looking at what happened in the 1930s, 1932 to 1972 today, and when they injected our men with syphilis and watched them die. But it took over 40 years? Yeah, 40 years. And at the end of that 40 years was only 74 men that was left. They took the injections. So they've been trying to kill us off forever. And I know getting where they're scratching their head. They don't understand. We still having kids and all of this. They throw child support on you, all kinds of stuff. And yes, I do believe that they know what's going on. And now I do believe that they basically just throwing their hands up in the air and saying, we doomed.
And I appreciate that 1,000,000%. And here's why. The trigger to that was the awakening. And like I always say, everything that goes on the earth is because of Israel. Everything that happens on this earth is because of the Israelites. All of a sudden you wake up and you wake up in mass. That coincides with the end of the 400 years, you waking up in mass, running and screaming to get out of the church. Eyes woke up to the fact that, okay, the heathen, even though he talking about he's saved, don't believe that you are. And it's your book. Make that make sense? Why would Vlad be going sideways all of a sudden in this hour? That don't have nothing to do with the awakening? That don't have nothing to do with the end of the 400 year? Vlad knows who you are, and guess what? I'm gonna share my screen, and we're gonna talk a little bit about his religion. Glad say he's a Christian, right? He's this type of Christian, Russian Orthodox. This is him right here. This is the church that he attends. Cathedral of Christ the Savior. Which one of those do Trump or Biden attend? This is some of the historical stuff about it. I want to read this part. And where's that? Check that out. Look at that picture. The zigzag man up front, full and center. Anyway, let me get that off of there, man, because I want the fan to be able to see this. So hopefully the fan can see the screen. I'm gonna go full screen, right? So I want to focus on the jurisdiction, and the ROC currently claims exclusive jurisdiction over the Eastern Orthodox Christians. They are over this whole clique right here, right? They claim, but look at where they're at. Soviet, excluding Georgia. Thomas churches, and they connected with Japan. Does this have anything to do with their connection with China? They connected in China. And of course, Belarus. And Belarus is actually fighting with the Russians against the Ukraine, Latvia, and so on and so forth, right? The ROC should not also be confused with the Russian Orthodox Church outside of Russia. So they got cliques inside of cliques, right? So this is him, and this is what he believes. Now I'm only showing you this. It's the number of members, 95 million in Russia. So the whole of Russia is pretty much what you would consider a Christian nation, because Russia's not that big in terms of population. And I can pull up the population of Russia, but they have 95 million, 110 million people. 95 million of those are in Russia. So that's a good percentage of their nation. And then this goes into some of the breakdown, and if you ask the question, what is the Russian Orthodox Church? To me, it's another form of Catholicism. As I read and as I understand what this thing is, just another form of Catholicism. But now the question becomes, okay, if he's a Christian, where does he sit prophetically? His thoughts. Is his thoughts related to or is it similar to the white evangelicals here? What does he think about America? Does he call America Babylon like some of you would? I would be succinct and call America daughter of Babylon. Some would call her Mystery Babylon. Some would just say, oh, it's Babylon. Right? What do you think Glad thinks? Does Glad thinks that the U.S. is Babylon since he's Russian Orthodox? If Glad thinks that the U.S. is Babylon and the U.S. is wicked and he follows his religion, right? He follows his religion. This ain't no front like how you seen Trump fronting. Security. This dude you've seen on many different pictures. This dude right here, he's a popular dude. This is all odd stuff. I got another picture that illustrates the odd symbology that they have. But that's another conversation, right? So this is your man's right here. But look at the title and look at the date. Why is Russia's church backing Putin's war? Church state history gives a clue. So the church is backing him. Some of the church in the West, in America, is backing him. Some of the West church is backing the Ukraine. So there's a schism, and it's not necessarily on red and white, Republican, Democrat. Some of it is, but there's a huge schism politically about this, because on the one hand, you have people saying, okay, he's a Christian. So because he's a Christian, I need to rock out with him. He's a Christian. He rock out with this dude is the leader over there. This the top dude over there. Him. You guys have seen him before. This is his name. His name is right there. That's him. That's him right there. Krill. That's him. That's him right there. Patriarch Krill's support for the invasion of the country where millions of people belong to his own church has led critics to conclude that Orthodox leadership has become little more than an arm of the state, and that this is a role it usually plays. No, that's not it. What do these people believe? Does Glad think he's God? Does he think his nation is Magog? I'm just asking a question. I'm not saying he's Gog or Magog or none of that. I'm not saying that. What does his belief system believe is my question. And I'm asking a question. I don't know. I'm not saying I know. I'm trying to converse with the fam. Get some of these comments in here. Sister Rochelle, I dreamed last night that I was at a mall, but not near the stairs, and all these white men came running past yelling that Russia was on American soil. We already know they're here. That's right. That's right, Con. I say, Con, to what you're saying, sis. Yes, they're here. They've been here. Matter of fact, I forget who the Russian dude was who said it. And it's tied to Dmitry Duduman. And I don't prescribe to Dmitry Duduman. But one of the things that he was pushing was that they had suitcase nukes on the ground. And guess what just happened though, just recently? Isn't America just let in 100,000 Ukrainians? To me, you just let in 100,000 people that hate people that look like me. In doing that, you're threatening me. But this is who Biden is aligned with. And I don't have to preface again that I'm not with this dude. I'm not with him. I'm not with him or him. Not with none of these cats. Get to some more of these comments. Oh, NATO. Sweden just recently said that they are going to join NATO. And what has Putin been saying? Anybody join NATO, we're going to ramp up World War III. Now, I'm not saying this to fearmonger or anything like that. This is just part of the conversation. Jason Philip McCauley. Russia sent troops over to North America during the Civil War to aid the North against the South. What does so? They've known their role for a long time. Yeah, I agree with that. They have known their role, but my question is, these dudes are up to something. This war is not just about the Ukraine. Book talks about somebody dropped a verse in about wars and rumors of wars. I don't care if like how Brother Eric said, this is white on white crime. What do I care about white on white crime? Because your rebuttal is going to be, oh, what about Chicago? Okay, what about Chicago? Chicago got an entity over it that likes bloodshed. I'm going to call it for what it is. I'll say it again for the people in the back. Chicago has an entity over it that loves bloodshed. I don't know its name. I don't know its origin. But that's what that is. All right. Melech Immaculate. From what I was reading in Revelation this morning, most of our people are killed and are resurrected to slaughter the heathens at Hamashiach's second coming. Those that survive the flesh are those. That's an interesting comment. I would say that because we have been in tribulation, that probably, and I'm going to give you my perspective on that. That, to me, that encompasses all of our people that have went through the last 400 years and all the way back to 70 AD, not just our small time frame, right? So to me, those are the people all the way back to Mashiach's time up until now, because that's how long we've been getting chased all over the earth since the destruction. So that's a lot of people, right? Read this. Black people in Chicago will tell you it's the white people. Yeah. And so here's I think one of them got caught, and this didn't really make big news, but if you guys get a chance, Google there's not, I call them suits, right? And they come in different racial types, and you can put them, once you put one on, you're that ethnicity, right? And the issue is that they look so real that you can't tell if you're dealing with that race or not, that ethnicity or not. So for instance, if I got one of those black suits and put on, I'm going to look like a so-called black person. Or if I got a European one, I'll look like that. Skin looks real and everything, right? And them putting trains and trucks and carloads of Dracos and AKs and bull pumps and all of these exotics. Just leave them in there with ammo. Go get it. Have at it. That's been reported by brothers on the ground. So I'm not making it up when I say, okay, book says somebody go get the precept. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers, principalities, and rulers. Entities have been put over all parts of the earth. And when you go, you notice how you feel different when you travel to different places? Why is that? Why do you think that is? See, God, Magog, according to Josephus, was the answer of the Scythians, and knows the tribes who people the country now known as Russia or Georgia. Thank you, Sade, for that. Appreciate it. Jason Philip McCauley, you blazing today, bro. Or either I'm just lazy not to scroll up. Yeah, born and raised there. They park semi. Oh, okay. I appreciate that, Jason Philip. Appreciate this, brother. This confirms what I've been hearing from other brothers from Shy. Born and raised there. They park semis, park with automatic weapons in black areas and leave the doors open. Even open train cars too. America, you wicked as hell. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are. And then somebody got the nerve to ask a question. Well, what about every time you see something that some heathen done did some heinous act, which they do on a regular, you don't even see half of them. But if you Google them, you might be able to find some of them. And then the ones they not talking about, they don't want to put them on Google. And yet you run and talking about Chicago. What about Chicago? What about Chicago? What about the heinous stuff you've been doing since your inception? Let's get back on Glad, though. Glad is a somebody. Y'all remember that movie Training Day? One of my favorite movies, Training Day. And Denzel had to go get that money. because he killed a Russian. And the man said the dude he killed was a somebody. Glad is a somebody. Glad is doing the will of the Father. Point blank. Whatever that is. That's what he's doing. Period. Like my brother E said, he is an instrument. But an instrument of what? Instrument to do what? I'm not jumping into any of this foolishness. The only real reason I got that is because he's aligned with this cat right here. This cat right here is a somebody. Google him. You see him all the time. America is aligned with these cats. This is who America aligned with. America is aligned with Azov. Now I got a question, fam. I'm gonna ask the panel first. Now we've been hearing the flap about Putin says that he's trying to get the Nazis out, get the Nazis out, get the Nazis out, right? Western media has been playing that down. So now I ask the question to you, panel. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a minute. Then we're gonna get back. We're gonna get to that video, Hal, because the fam do need to see that. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and I'm gonna ask the question to you, brothers. Was Putin lying when he was talking about what he was saying about the Nazis and uprooting the Nazis? Because before I even continue, they had the Nazis or groups like that in his nation, and he crushed them and got them up out of there. I'm not saying he's good, bad, or indifferent. He's not for my turn, so I don't care about him like that. But what say you, Brother Hal?
Yeah, I mean, some stuff you actually showed, I think, on your last presentation, part one here, it kind of shows all the stuff that was that is actually going on or was going on in the Ukraine. How America actually has stake in a lot of things that's going on in the Ukraine, and the groups that are in the Ukraine that I think Putin is referring to as Nazis. These groups that hate us, and not only us. They'll claim to hate other people. This is a big battle. Like a lot of people are saying, this is a big battle between white and white. White and themselves. They're fighting against themselves, and they kind of beat down Whoopi Goldberg for saying it, right? One thing I always say that Whoopi Goldberg did wrong is she told white people who they are, and they were like, nah, we can't have a black woman doing that. We can't have her telling us who we are, right? So yeah, I agree. I think he is working on his, getting rid of these people that he defines as Nazis, and in my definition too, I think they are.
Appreciate that, brother. Brother E, what say you?
I know that a lot of things have been coming out about America having interest in Ukraine. And so a lot of different perspectives on that. But in terms of Vladimir Putin and the Nazis, we know that this is the time when a lot of people are turning their backs on the Zionists, and I think they're trying to find somewhere to go. And I think they may have their sights set on Ukraine. I saw something saying that one of the reasons this war was stirred up was to empty out Ukraine so that they could move in. But that's just one perspective. You know what I mean? I know that they playing a major part in everything that's going on.
And that's an awesome perspective. I read somewhere, I wish I had the link. I'd put it up. I read somewhere where those people who are in the Middle East right now know that they don't belong there and that they're trying to make way to get up out of there. And on top of that, they're trying to make the Ukraine and saying that Ukraine is where Jerusalem is, right?
Right,
Right.
right.
But we know from history that that's the land of the snake people. We know what that land is. That's Ashkenaz. That's their homeland. Ashkenazi, that's where they came from. Huh? So what I'm gonna do now, family, is I want to play that video that Hal mentioned, and I'm gonna actually show it. This time we're gonna have a video with sound this time, Brother Cleo. Can we have sound this time? I'm gonna share my screen. Brother Cleo, you need to wake up with this tech. Yeah, Kazaria. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sis, hold on a second. I'm gonna put this up before I do that. Kazaria. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Kazaria. They say that's where them folks come from. That's where Jerusalem is gonna be. It's not gonna be in Africa. It's not gonna be in the so-called Middle East. It's not gonna be South Africa, and it's not gonna be in America. And I'm naming all the places that you have Israelites are proponents of, right? I know one thing for sure. It's not Khazaria. So now I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We're gonna play this video. Now this video is the Russian choir, and it's a song about bombing America. Pay close attention to the closed caption. Okay. Hold up, man. Hey, what happened to the closed caption? You can't have this without the closed caption. The closed caption is the secret sauce, right? So I need to turn it on. Man, I done got the wrong video. Hold up, fam. Let me get the right one. Hold on a second. Let me stop sharing. Man, we need to get the one with the closed caption. Hold on, fam. Let me grab it. Hold on. Let's see here.
Thought you spoke a little Russian, Brother Cleo.
Man, no. I'm not them folks. I'm not them folks, man. I speak English and a little bit of Ebonics.
Your brother Eric, I thought he was going to start translating for us.
Oh, y'all really messing up. Man. I was just looking at it and they had the closed caption. Hold on a second, fam. Let me see if I got it. Yeah, no, that's not the one I want. When you saw it, bro, you saw the one with the closed caption, right?
Yeah.
Okay, both of y'all saw it, right? Okay, so I'm looking for it. I cannot find it for maybe this is it. Oh man, they messing it up for me. Now I can't even find it. Let's see here. Scenes about nuking. What's the song about nuking America? Hold on a second. Let's see here. Let's try. No, you lying now. They trying to say it's satirical. Nope, that's not the case. Let's see here. Okay, you know what, fam? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up one that doesn't have the actual video, but I'll pull up one that has the verbiage, and I'll share that with the screen, and then hopefully I'll be able to find it so that you guys can see it, because what that choir was actually singing was they were singing a song about nuking America, nuking DC. So I'm gonna put it up and read it since I can't find the clip that I have.
I think I can find it for you. Hold on.
Okay, if you can find it, throw it up. And in the meantime, I'm gonna try to share the screen. See, them Russian bots done went in and removed all the videos because they didn't want me talking about what they was planning on doing. Nah, they not watching me like that, fam. I'm not important like that to these people. Trust me. Okay, so let me get back to the yard. Bear with me for a second. While the brother's looking for that, I'm trying to get back to the yard. Hold on. Let's see, is that it? There we go. Okay, cool. I'm gonna share my screen, and we're gonna share.
I actually have it, brothers. If,
you got it?
Want me to share my screen? Yeah.
Okay, if you could share your screen, go ahead. And hopefully it's the one with the closed captions, right?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead and share, bro. That's great. Thank you.
All right.
See, that's why it's good to have smart, good brothers. For when the old head fails, they could lift him and bury him up. Thanks, bro. Make sure to unmute your mic. Don't be like me. Unmute your mic.
I got it in the background now.
Okay.
The same. You got the same video, Brother Hal?
Yep, I got the same video, so I'm gonna go ahead and share right now. Sorry, screen.
The chat is off the hook right now. Y'all need to get saved. I'll tell you that every chance I get.
So I think you got to give me permission, Brother Cleo, or you have to stop sharing if you're still sharing. I'm not
sharing right now.
Okay, my shared button is grayed out.
Okay, I'm not sure how to. Let me see.
Yeah, is yours grayed out, Brother Eric? Because if not, you can just go ahead and share it if you have it up. But my share button
I'll
is
do
grayed
it.
out. Okay,
here it is.
There we go. Cool. All right.
They closed. That was the finale, huh? They brought the house down with that, right?
You got a standing ovation, bro.
They closed shop with that tra la 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 la. Sound like Jingle Bell and them, right? Almost. Sound similar that they wicked construct is. So now y'all saw where it say while the niggers are sleeping. What's y'all thoughts on that song? Go ahead, fam. Let them have it. Brothers, what's your thoughts on that? Because you brothers had known about the song, and again, I dropped the ball not having the link ready to go. I thought I had it, but what say you brothers about the song?
It's crazy, man. They also said something in there about they didn't say 400 years. I thought I saw 500 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it said something about you didn't know. Now I forgot what I just saw, but something about you didn't know who you were taking or you didn't know who you were getting.
Yeah, it's almost
man.
like we can slide through that and take a look at that because the N word was interesting. But here's the question though. Go ahead and finish your thought, and then I'll make that point. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good, brother Cleo. I was just going to say there's some interesting things in the song, and if we relate this at all to biblical texts, and we talk about Revelation, where we're looking at the destruction of Babylon, and I mean it just brings that to mind for me. This song, where did they get this song from? Why did they write this song? Why are they singing it? Why does it seem to be such a joyful song to them? There are a lot of questions in there, and it just makes you think. Hey, they have to know something. Somebody knows something. If they don't know all of it, they know some of it. So, really, really interesting, man. Maybe I shouldn't be so happy watching that video, but I can't lie. It makes me kind of happy, and not just for the destruction or the thought of destruction of this place, our captivity, but being able to be alive in this time and just see prophecy coming to pass. It's a humbling thing for me. It makes me happy. It is kind of scary. I think sometimes we know that we are Israel. We know that, as long as we stay with Yah will protect us. But there's some parts of it that are scary. And don't be fooled, people. We will be scared at some of this. Some of it's going to be frightening. This is the anger of our Elohim. And, whether we're on his side or not, his anger is a frightening thing to see.
Indeed. I say Khan and amen to what you said, bro. Brother E, what say you?
And I cannot believe you brothers cannot recognize a Russian gangster song when you hear one.
Well, Real Morgan, hold on a second. Look what Real Morgan said. He said the choir director, hi, they already destroyed Babylon. But somebody said, it's up there, and I'll let you speak your piece, that my man Pewton was rocking his hair with his eyes closed back and forth, like, yeah, this is what's up. This is it. This is my beat. Go ahead, bro. Rock out.
That was a Russian gangster track. Man. I'm surprised Kanye West ain't sampled that yet. But, man. I think.
Only you, bro. Go ahead, man. Speak your piece, bro.
That's their version of gangster music, man. They even use the N-word in their music. They talk about killing. Look, they talking about killing and riding up on planes and boats and submarines, and the niggas is sleeping. And come on, man, that's gangster right there.
It'll catch you slipping, right?
That's gangster all the way up and down, bro.
2 words for you, bro. 2 words. Get saved.
Exactly, bro.
You need to get saved, brother. How you this brother jumped out the window. But
The
it's right
whole
though, bro. You're absolutely correct though in that assessment. My only, it's not a gripe or a comment, but why would you signal out of all the nations that are in America, and you got a nation that's not even a nation? Book say somebody get that verse where it say, there will we will be called sons of the living Elohim. Get that verse for me.
Brother Cleo.
But they said we are not a people. We're not a people, we're not a nation yet. So they could say that. But why would they single out niggers in that song? They talking about like you said, brother E, they talking about going ham, going straight street on the US, but they only mention one people.
Brother Cleo, that whole video, I don't think we understand it. We didn't see one AK, we didn't see one Glock, we didn't see one gangster scene, how we see in the hood. We saw violins and tuxedos. And they talked about doing all of that in a sophisticated manner. That's scary, man. That's frightening. When somebody in a tuxedo and a violin tell you they finna come bomb everything you got. It's crazy.
No doubt.
You mean that right there?
Tuxedos and violins and books. That's like a messengers. That's crazy. Oh,
So
white.
this was, oh, sorry, brother Eric. I was just gonna say this. So this is from, it looks like the date is 2019, February 2019. This is not an old video, right? This is right before, I guess, right before COVID, right? Some type of celebration. Does it say anywhere in the article part of it what they're actually doing, where they're singing, like what?
Forgive us, America, good old America, but it was a shame you were discovered 500 years ago. That's a lie from the pit of hell. And E, I'm glad you found this one, because the one I had, they did what this person is reporting. Says we don't rewrite the lyrics for the sake of political correctness or other state affairs, it said in a statement. The one that I saw, instead of saying niggers, it said Negroes. Not that that makes a difference, because it really doesn't. So what it says to me is that, okay, the Negroes is asleep, and so since the Negroes is asleep, we can do whatever we want, and we gonna do whatever we want. Now, 2019, you had a lot of brothers that and sisters. Sorry, forgive me for forgetting about the sisters. Y'all know I love y'all too, so I'm not biased in any manner, nor there's salt of the earth for anybody here, for that matter. However, brothers and sisters was rocking that they was Israelite in 2019. But you had the explosion, you had an explosion of Israelites coming into the truth after 2020. COVID saw probably one of the largest expansions of the paradigm of truth than we have ever seen. And it's not to discredit The brothers on the street that put in that work, the camps that put in the work, love camps. Love them. Yes, I do. Because those are my brothers and sisters that's in camps. Do I agree with everything they say? No. Am I going to disparage them over the mic? No. Like some of our so-called brothers do. Try to spit on camps and spit venom in their eyes. I don't do that. Right? But this awakening, when they made this song, you probably had a large portion of our people that was asleep. But I can put money on this right now that it's more of our people awake, way more now than it was when they did this, when they made this foolishness, telling everybody what they gonna do. Russian Choir sings about nuking DC on patriotic holiday in cathedral. They rocked out in the church. And for whoever said, yeah, Pewton was in there rocking out, he was in there bobbing his head. The sister that said that, yeah, he was there. Front and center, front row seat. Like, yeah, this is my thing right here. Yeah, we about to get them. Because them niggers is over there sleeping. Huh? The niggers is sleeping. That's why they hate the term woke. They know who that's pointing to. You say woke, I don't think about nothing else. I think about the Israelites. When I hear that term, think about Israel. Israel waking up out of their slumber. Somebody get to the precept about us being in slumber, us being asleep. Drop it in and I'll put it up top. Y'all know where it is. I'll go find it myself if I need to. Y'all can't find it, I'll go get it. They talking about the nigger is asleep. What did they mean by that? What did they mean by that? And y'all don't think that these people know who you are? The common man probably doesn't. I will bet everything that I own, Glad talking about, oh man, it's too many of them awoke now. It's too many of them awoke now. We better hurry up and do what we gonna do. Krill, give me the blessing now so I can go ahead and destroy Babylon. Krill, give us the word now. We'll sell off the so-called suitcase nukes that's over here right now. You can say that America is turning tricks, but fornication is a very specific offense against the commandments, which is to commit sexual intercourse with someone that is not your lawful husband. Indeed. Let's see here. Jason Phillip been blazing. You've been blazing today. Hey, I'm gonna drop the link to the chat in for anybody that wants to join the family. And family, you guys know that this is your house, right? This is your house where you can come in, speak your piece. If you got something to say, you can put it in the chat. If you want to jump on and greet the family, let the family hear your voice in this conversation, please do. Read what Jason Philip McCauley says. Is anyone else familiar with Alexander Pushkin, the famous black poet who helped develop the cultural language? Yeah, I did. I have heard of that, brother. Yes, I have. Let's see here. Black America is what it is, and truth be told, doesn't make apologies for what it has done to anybody for anything. Yep, that's correct. That's correct. Doesn't make no bones. They do what they do. And if you don't like it, tough. We don't care about you and your feelings. Don always invalid because black Israelites in the U.S. and around the world are a time clock to prophecy. That is 1,000,000% correct. And see, here's the problem. Here's the problem with that statement, though, Don, all is vanity. The problem with that statement is counterintuitive to Christianity, which is why you cannot be an Israelite and a Christian. It's impossible. Mashiach was not a Christian. Mashiach didn't sign off on you calling him something that he was not. Mashiach did not invent Christianity. Christianity wasn't a thing. So how you gonna walk as he walked? If you walking as he walked, you wouldn't be walking Christianity because he wasn't a Christian. He was an Israelite. He operated under his culture. He didn't operate under Judaism. He operated under the culture that his family taught him, according to the book. And when he always taught, what would he always point you back to? The law, the Psalms, and the prophets. Tell me he did something different. This right here. This right here. This right here. This. That's it. All over the earth, we're a time clock. I say all the time, nothing moves on this. Everything that moves on this earth is because the Israelites, because it's the Father construct. This is his thing that he created. No white man on no throne with no long beard wrapped around his neck created this. Not no mighty Thor, no Zeus, no Enlil and Enki, none of that. We the time clock. Always have been. That's what's got America so scared today. Y'all, you done stop praying for them. Which is good. Love of many, waxing cold. Find that precept. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's good that your love for the heathen and for this earth done wax cold. Show me where that's bad. Yeah, you may have probably misinterpreted the scripture on that one. Love of many shall wax cold. Give me that precept. Have your love for kissing the heathen tailbone wax cold? Have your love for hating your brother, but then you kissing the heathen tailbone, has that wax cold? Or you still doing that?
That must be old school, Brother Cleo.
Huh?
So that must be old school. You kissing the heathen tailbone.
Man, they go say Brother Cleo mean. Cause he say choice things. He be singeing our ears with some of the words he's saying. Sometimes you gotta hear hard stuff. You run around here kissing the heathen tailbone, but then you throw your brother under the bus without thinking it's gonna be no consequences to that. Huh? Show me that in the book. Somebody get the precept where brotherly love must continue. Go find me that one. Huh? And look, fam, I don't care nothing about Glad. Y'all know I don't care nothing about Glad. Glad can't do nothing for me. Only thing Glad can do is keep up the good work that he's doing. Brother E, you hit the nail on the head. That man is nothing but an instrument. He could be. Let me put the PowerPoint back up. I got way low all over to the side, and I had some questions about Glad, and we done pretty much answered the question. We done pretty much almost exhausted the PowerPoint. Let me get back to the yard so I can share my screen. Right? Glad is doing what he's supposed to do, and this isn't the only infighting that the heathen has been doing. The heathen has been infighting for a long time now, fam. Whether we believe it or know it or not. Heathen has been infighting for a long time. Matter of fact, a lot of times when you see wars, it's because the heathen has said to themselves, okay, well, you know what? I didn't get my rightful cut. So because I didn't get my cut and all of that, y'all owe me, so we gonna fight over it. Oh, we gonna kill innocent people in the interim, right? So I think we got into a little bit of the beliefs in prophecy, what we believe or what we think we know, or some of the concepts. We talked about what we think he believes. Who does he believe he is? And that's a question that I didn't ask. We talked a little bit about prophecy. Some folks align the Gog and Magog thing with his people, the Scythians. We kind of answered this one of who does he believe he is, because the man has some intel, he has some information. I'm going to give him that. That song is a very telling song, because you, out of all the nations that are here, you name the one people specifically, and you say that, you use that phraseology, Niger or nigger or whatever you want to say, but you single them out over everybody and say that they sleep. That means something. Then we ask the question of, was he lying? So fam, was he lying about trying to uproot Nazis? Because he did that in his own nation. And we talked about the division of America over this entity too. So we rocked the whole PowerPoint out all the way to the max. We did that. We completely did. I just wanted to show you that that was what we had on the books to cover. Now, fam, what say you about Glad? Is Glad for your turn? Do you think that Glad is going to be the one that finally puts the nails in the coffin to Babylon? And then also, what does that mean for us that are here? Because we still in this land. What say you, brothers?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do think that Putin and Russia plays a role in all of this. I think that's pretty obvious. I think his knowledge of who he's supposed to be. I think he might be clear on that. I just don't know about the time frame, right? We could be here another year. We could be here another 5 years. We could be here another 500 years. Like I'm not clear on the time frame, and I don't think anybody is. I don't think anybody could say that they are. What we do know is that the 400 years is up. What we do know is that we're waking up as a people. And what that means for us is something incredibly special. What it means for supposed Gog and Magog, what it means for Putin and what he knows and what he's aware of, I'm just not sure. My hope is that we are close. Sometimes to me it looks like we're close, and sometimes I'm like, wow, this could be another, centuries. It could be a different generation and not ours. We could be waking up. Our people could be waking up for another century to come. I just don't know. I'm just not totally clear. But like I said, what I do know is precious and is beautiful, and it's the waking up of our people. And it's great to be alive in this moment.
I would say that it's exciting times we're living. Exciting when you see something that you've read over and over again, and you've read it a number of times, and what you've read in scripture is actually happening and you see it. That's exciting. We living in some exciting times. Very exciting. Every time I wake up, I'm like, okay, Father, what you gonna do today? Because I'm looking for him every day to move on our behalf. And one thing I notice about his movement, you can see his movement, and he's playing chess, 12D chess, and everybody else is playing tic-tac-toe. You're not even playing checkers. You playing, I'm not saying you. Everybody else is playing tic-tac. Russia playing tic-tac-toe. China, Iran, Turkey, all of them. Every nation is playing tic-tac-toe. All of them. Jabroni, I'll give it 3 years max if those 4 carpenters pull up on the 4 horns this year. I'm not going to sit here and say that I know the time, but I do know this, that after the 400 years, what did the book say? Somebody go get it. Go get that Genesis 15, 12 through 15, put it up. What happened after the 400 years? What's going to happen? What he promised to Abraham. Did that happen? And it's happening, and we're seeing it. We're seeing the deconstruction of the construct, which is a beautiful thing. I'm excited. I wake up every day and I'm like, okay, what the Father gonna do today? Father, what you gonna do today? And quite frankly, I'm expecting to see the exit. I'm expecting to see it with my own eyes. I believe I'm gonna see it. I believe I'm gonna be here to see it. I don't know when it's gonna be, because we weren't given that time frame. He said, that nation will I judge. Then they will leave with great substance. But you're going to leave with great substance, but that's still not going to absolve you of your obligation of being his battle axe. Huh? Yeah, that part. His weapon of war. Ain't absolve you of that. That part not going nowhere. Somebody give me a revelation where and somebody dropped it there. I believe it's Revelation 14, Revelation 12, one of them. Yeah, y'all know which one I want. Where the people he looked at the people was talking about, how long, Father, before you avenge? Yup, that. You still his battle axe, okay? Your pockets is right now, but you still his battle axe. You still got to put in work. That's not going to change nothing. It's going to be good though to be able to fellowship with you all somewhere else where it's just us. I look forward to that. But I believe that I'm going to see it. I do. I don't know when it's going to be. Keep your heads up, Israel. Look up. Time has speeded up. It could happen soon. Yeah, I mentioned that last time, and I'll mention that again today. The clock has sped up on us. And some of us realize it, some of us don't. Hopefully everybody realizes it. The days have gotten shorter. Even though it says we've gone through a 24-hour period, it feels like 8. I get to work, do my thing, time to go home. Go home, eat, work on stuff I'm supposed to be working on, and family. Oh, that reminds me. I want to remind the family also this thing. If the Father has given you a work, please be about it and do it. Don't delay, because time has speeded up. Don't procrastinate. Do it. If he's been nagging on you and he's been nagging on you and you know who you are, and I'm talking to myself when I'm saying this. He's got a task that he's given you. You need to be about his business and do that task. because it's not just for you. It's for all of us, whatever it is. It could be something as simple as you sharing precepts with your family. I'm not sure what the Father had, what work he has for you. But I am imploring you, if the Father has given you a work, and he's given everyone here a work, everyone on this panel a work, everyone in the chat, he's given you something to do. Because of this situation where we do have time has sped up, don't be another 2 or 3 years from now talking about you're going to do it. Do it now. Don't wait. The whole house needs you. The whole house needs you. The whole house needs what you are going to give to the Father. Because Israel will benefit from it. Don't wait, fam. Do it. I'm going to read some more comments in the chat. Call to truth. This is the one I want. Revelation 6 and 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on earth? Who is them people right here? The Christian church think that they're going to go through a tribulation now and that this is talking about them. But these people been asking how long? These people been asking that for a minute. These people have been asking this since the destruction of the temple. Christianity try to lay claim to this verse, and this verse ain't got nothing about you. This are people right here. The only ones that needed to get saved. According to what the book say. This not talking about the gents. How long we've been here for a minute, Father? What? You just now get the Aaron's bosom, then you talking about you've been there for 2 minutes, now you talking about how long you gonna take. This ain't talking about no Christianity, talking about they going through the 3.5 year tribulation. This ain't talking about you. You a liar. This was never talking about you. How long, holy and true, when you gonna get them? Please get them. Father, get down. Get them. Daddy, get them, please. Please come get these people. Father, come get these people. They drive me crazy. Father, come get them. People drive me crazy, Father. I'm tired of dealing with them. They keep trying to steal everything from us. They stole the image of the Most High, Yahushua, and stole our identity. They are thieves and liars. Khan, yes, they are. That's what they do. But our focus needs to be on Him, on the Father, on Mashiach, and hopefully we be filled with the Ruach so that we can do the Father's will this hour. Father, how can I do your will according to what you've given me in your law, statutes, and commandments? We need to be following that book. Y'all seen what that atheist said when he came in here? Y'all seen what he said? Ain't nobody coming here to save you. I don't agree with him. Of course I don't, but I'm not going to argue with him. Somebody get me that precept about somebody arguing with a fool. Yeah, they stole everything from you, but guess what? You call that to mind, and that's what we're doing. The whole house, the northern and the southern kingdom, should be calling it to mind as I always talk about Deuteronomy 30. You'll get a consistent theme with it. Y'all going, man, there he go with Deuteronomy 30 again. And he always talk about Deuteronomy chapter 28. And then he gonna always mix in faith without works is dead. Yeah, well, it's true. How somebody gonna know you by your fruit if you ain't doing nothing? Where's your what you mean on my fruit, bro? Books say you know them by their fruit. Well, okay, so what you supposed to be doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Sister bringing them today. She pulling them left and right. Proverbs 26:4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. See, we don't have to argue with nobody. We don't have to argue with anybody. On the street, when we was on the street teaching, I had patience for my family, for my people, right? Contrary to how some brothers do on these streets, on these YouTube streets, I had patience for my people, right? On the street. But guess who I had zero patience for is the heathens. Heathen cannot walk up to me and tell me anything that the book says. Why? Because it's not for you, it's not written by you, it's not written to you, and you don't even know how to read it or interpret it, whether it be in English or Hebrew or Yiddish. So why am I going to sit and argue with a heathen about something I know he knows nothing about? I'm burning time. If time done sped up, I need to be doing the Father's will, right? Time sped up. Yeah, sped up. Scripture said we will be put in prisons and tried and persecuted, be patient unto death, and you will receive a crown. Why is it saying this? Well, that's been happening to us since the destruction of the temple. Melech Immaculate. That's a good point though, because it's going to continue, but at some point we're not going to have to suffer this, because we're suffering this right now. This is not talking about a specific time period. You can look throughout history and say, oh yeah, the brothers that was in Spain, yeah, the ones they kicked out of Spain, they went through that. Oh yeah, the ones that went through transatlantics, yeah, they went through that. The ones that got booted out 70 AD, yeah, they went through that. Yeah, well, Mashiach prophesied, yeah. Mashiach was pointing you back to Deuteronomy 28, yeah. That's Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. We haven't been living through that. Yes, we have.
Hey, Brother Cleo, if I can address this as well, also to that, if you read the history of the apostles after Mashiach's time, when they were appointed to go out to the nations, this is what they suffered a lot, being thrown in prison and tried unto death. So if you read their history, you see many, many examples of this being done during their time.
And that is an awesome point, brother, because they went through this verbatim. Now, is there a special time period where this happened specifically? I can say that this has been Israel's plight since the Father pronounced the curses over Israel, and since we've been living them. It's nothing different. Let's see here. Let me pull some comments from the chat. Brother Hal, you have something to add to that? That was a good point the brother made. Awesome point.
Oh no, yeah, that was an excellent point, Brother Eric. Yeah, I think we kind of gone over that point a lot in the past. You know, a lot of people talk about Jacob's trouble was something to come. You know, Yeah, what could be worse than lynching, right? What could be worse than having a bit put in your mouth and dragged across a field like an animal? What could be more trouble for Jacob than some of the things that we've already experienced? Some of this is future prophecy, and some of it has already taken place, and I think we can see that. I think it's pretty clear. Doesn't mean there isn't more to come. Um, doesn't mean we can't include what is to come in all of Jacob's trouble, but we are the people, and this book talks about our punishment and what we experience in our captivities. So yeah, great point, brother Eric. Great point.
Evangelicals will tell you that, hey, you know what? Get yours in the sweet by and by, nigger. We get ours now, and we know that you're a beast. So we get ours now, and we get ours later, like the candy now or later's. You get yours now, you get your blessings now, you get to run roughshod over the earth, and then the Father, that looks like me, by the way, a heathen, he's gonna rapture us up out of here. And we're not gonna have to pay for nothing that we've done. So the book don't talk about sowing and reaping. Book don't say nothing about if you caught with a man that you've stolen in your hand. Book don't say nothing about he that leadeth into captivity must. Book don't say none of that, huh? Evangelicals, all of y'all, your prophets are physicians of no value. You need to start teaching your people the truth that they in trouble. Not in trouble by no so-called African Americans, not in trouble by Russia, but go to the source. Father say he was going to destroy these nations that did what? He that toucheth Israel toucheth the apple of thine eye. Find that precept, that's book. You don't have to pay for what you've done. You've already racked up an amazing account. You have a tab. And now it's time to pay. Whether you acknowledge it or not, that's irrelevant. You will at some point acknowledge it though. But you got to build as due. And I believe you guys are starting to recognize that now. It's not going to be no rapture or no heathen getting taken up into the sky. Getting away, escaping from all the hell that you done caused on the earth. That's not going to happen, folks. Sorry to bust your bubble, heathen, if you're listening. Sorry, Glad, if you think that you're going to do whatever the Father got you going to do and then you're going to escape. If you believe that, you sick in the head. The Christians going to rule over the nation with a rod of iron. They've been ruling over the nations. You know that, bro. That's why you got that laughing, cracking up emoji. Who been ruling the moral right? The leader of the Western world, the moral majority. Nobody has ever held these people accountable for nothing that they've done. That's why you have them at 14 want to plot and shoot up a school. Because they never had to be accountable for nothing. John DeLorean, I mentioned him earlier. And I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna get on this one in a second. I mentioned John DeLorean earlier. You let me get caught with 25 kilos of pure cocaine in the trunk of my car. What's gonna happen to me? They gave our brother Cleo 100 years for that one. gator babies, an infant. You do this right here. Oh, but Sister Rochelle, you can't say this because this critical race theory right here, this CRT right here, Sister Rochelle, you gonna get us banned because you talking about gator bait. You can't talk about that. You can't mention that. And the cold part about all the heinous acts, and we don't even know. The more I go back and read and study history, the more that I know that I don't know. Like some of the lessons that we've actually spoken on, like Red Summer, that's one. The other one where we talked about the concentration camps, what happened with the Civil War, us being in the middle of that. Fam, our people the Father has literally taken us through hell. And so it's only fitting that the nations who were used, that they go through the same thing. Spain deserves to get it. Definitely, they deserve to get it. Portugal, Great Britain, snakes, South Africa, Belgium, wicked King Leopold. Wicked man, chopping off babies' limbs. Regardless of if they people or not, you see people that have melanin as beasts, and you treat them like that. If you see something as not human, if you see an ant, and an ant is running in your house, you're going to kill the ants, right? If you got a trail of ants, you're going to spray raid on it. Because ants aren't human. Okay, it's okay for me to kill that thing because it's not human. If you dehumanize something, it makes it okay in your mind to eliminate it. Margaret Sanger wanted to eliminate the weeds. Use the so-called boule pastors to help do that. That's another nail. That's another nail in the coffin of so-called Christianity. And those bootlicking pastors. And if anybody went to seminary school, if you're Israelite, I recommend that you ask for a rebate to get your money back. Because you ma'am, or you sir or ma'am, you're a physician of no value and you're a liar. Yo, I just threw y'all under the bus. I'm sorry. My bad. Zechariah 2:8, for thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoil you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. Now, if you don't know this, them fighting words. Why you say them fighting words? Anytime you see this phrase right here, the Lord of hosts, that means somebody getting ready to get touched on. Somebody get ready to get chopped. You see that? Somebody getting ready to get in the ring with Mashiach Tyson. You touch the apple of his eye. You've been touching the apple of his eye, and all the leadership know it. Folks in seminary school can't teach the truth. They know it. And then I'm gonna sit here and argue with an atheist about it? Come on now. That's folly. It's absolutely folly. Y'all bringing some good precepts, and I appreciate you in the chat. We over 2 hours, and y'all know the old head only goes for 2 hours, and then I wind down, and then I jump off real quick because I need to grab something to eat. So I'm gonna let the brothers have the last words, and then I'm gonna sign off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to I had to interrupt myself. This right here is like, I mean, they did despicable things, and I forget the name of, I don't want to call her name accurately. I believe her name was Mary Turner, where the sisters hung from a bridge and they cut the baby out of her, and then the baby fell out and they stomped on the baby, killed it. because she was defending what they had did to her husband. And that's why they have that same attitude with you today. Like you're not supposed to say anything when they doing wickedness. And if you do say something that you're a racist or that you're the black KKK, when you mention the heinous acts that they've been doing, no, don't mention that. Don't teach my children that, because you might hurt their feelings. And then that same child will go and do evil to some black child, so-called black child, or so-called African American, or really some Israelite, do them wicked. Call them all kind of names. Teachers too. The Gatorade thing, that you had demons doing that. That they couldn't have been human. Because I'll argue somebody down. I'm not convinced they're human. I'll argue you down on it, but I'm not convinced that they 100% human. If they are, they missing something. You don't got no conscience to see that you treating another human being this way. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let the brothers have the last words, and we're gonna exit stage left. Brother Hal, what say you, brother?
Yeah, man, when we think about some of those stories, bro, of our people, of our ancestors, it was done to us back in Africa, that was done to us during the boat rides over here. It was done to us while we were here. It's all horrific, all horrible, man. And it hurts. It's painful sometimes to think of those things. Part of the curse. Part of the curse. This is part of what we get for rebelling against the commandments of our Elohim. So yeah. But thank you, fam. Brother Cleo, man, it's always great to spend time with you on a Kingdom Conversation. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for staying dedicated to it. We all really appreciate it. Brother Eric, you know I love you, bro. Always good to hang on with you. And everybody in the chat, and y'all bless you all. Have a good evening.
I appreciate the words of encouragement, brother. And family, Israel, be encouraged. Be encouraged that the Father is rocking out right now. Y'all see what y'all seeing. Y'all see what he doing. He rocking out on our behalf. So look up. Don't look down, look up. And do what he asking you to do. Brother E, what say you? We're going to close out with your words, brother. What say you?
Yeah, I think a lot of times our love for this nation, our love for other people is put on trial, particularly when we start to cry out, you know. But one thing has been proven is our loyalty, our sincerity, you know, even beyond loving ourselves, you know, for this nation and for other people. But one thing that keeps us from fully forgiving is the fact that this nation won't acknowledge the things that it does and has done. And also, we don't really know what we're forgiving. We don't really understand the true magnitude of the things that were done in the past and still are being done to us as a people. And so this vengeance is the Most High's vengeance, you know, and it's best that we get in accord with it. Everything is shaping up the way that prophecy said it's shaping up. And so all we can do is be hopeful, remain in prayer, and as much as possible, you know, pray that the Most High forgives us and remembers his covenant that he made with our forefathers. And so I just want to thank you, brothers on the panel. Brother Cleo for hosting this. Brother Hal Goodwin for all of your love and support, man. I love you too, bro. Everything you're doing for the platform. Love you too, Brother Cleo. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. Much love to everybody. And may the Most High be with everybody. All praises to our Elohim.
And this has been another Salt of the Earth Productions.